Hi everyone, I'm Sleepless Scientist, and tonight we're curling up under the stars to explore one of the strangest questions in modern cosmology. What if the Big Bang wasn't the beginning of everything, but rather the end of something else? You're lying there, maybe tangled in your sheets, the air around you thick with silence. The world is quiet, but your mind, not so much. There's a nagging itch behind your thoughts, something ancient and wordless asking, what came before it all? Before the galaxies, the stars, the atoms that became your hands, your heart, your strange little tendency to overthink at 2 a.m. Tonight we'll float together through a cosmic riddle softly, slowly. And I'd love to know where in the world you're listening from and what time it is for you. Let me know in the comments below. I'm always curious where these quiet little science stories are drifting to, and if this video helped you while you were there. Now relax, take a deep breath, and join me gently on this evening's journey. You open your eyes, and there's nothing. Not darkness, not silence, not even time. Nothing. Before the Big Bang, there was no up, no down, no moments ticking by. Not even the before exists technically. Time itself didn't exist to create a before. But let's not get too tangled in temporal semantics. That way lies insomnia, and we're trying to avoid that, right? Instead, let's float in the not-quite space that came first. Think of it like standing on the edge of a page before it's written with the pen trembling just above. You're not on the page. You are the page. The ink hasn't even met you yet. And then, bang. But it wasn't so much a bang as it was a bloom. Space itself didn't expand into something. Space expanded into itself from itself. You weren't watching fireworks explode, you were the fireworks. And the sky, and the confused smell of burnt ozone. But here's the twist we'll explore tonight. What if the Big Bang wasn't the start of everything? What if it was an ending? You see, scientists have always asked, what made the Big Bang happen? And for a long time, the best answer was, we don't know. Which is fair. I also don't know where my left sock goes after laundry day. But for cosmologists, we don't know is kind of a full-time job. Then came a deliciously rebellious idea. What if the Big Bang was the result of something collapsing somewhere else, something like a dying star, maybe? But not just any star, a black hole. And on the other end of that collapse, not just destruction, but creation. Here's the spicy part. This would mean our universe didn't begin. It emerged from a cosmic tunnel, a bridge, a something which some scientists call a white hole. White holes are theoretical creatures. They're like black holes, but backward. Instead of pulling everything in and never letting it out, they do the opposite. They spit things out, and you can't enter them. They only exhale. Imagine the universe as a sneeze, and the white hole is the nose. Bless you, Cosmos. You stretch in your bed trying to picture it matter space-time all flung outward from some distant exit. And maybe it wasn't even our exit. Maybe it was never meant for us at all. The early universe was dense. So dense that the laws of physics took one look and said, yeah, no thanks. Particles couldn't decide what they were. Waves, points, tiny drama queens flickering in and out of existence. Temperatures were so high that even atoms screamed themselves apart. And everything was expanding faster than the speed of light. Which sounds illegal, but the universe, turns out, doesn't care about your speed limits. But what if that expansion wasn't just natural? What if it was the violent burp of something bigger dying? That's where the white hole theory creeps in. It gives us a new way to look at things, not as beginnings, but as aftermaths. Imagine a forest, lush and green, erupting from the ashes of a volcano, not because someone planted it, but because a fiery death long ago made the ground fertile. Some physicists even suggest our universe might be one of many, each universe a puff from a white hole, like cosmic dandelions. Of course, scientists still debate whether any of this is real or just beautifully stitched mathematics with nowhere to wear it. The equations work. But the universe has a habit of ignoring math's fashion sense. Still, the idea itches at your mind like stardust in your eyelashes. You can't unthink it. And you start to wonder if the Big Bang wasn't the beginning, what was, maybe we'll never know. Maybe we're just stardust amnesiacs with questions too big for our little skulls. But maybe, just maybe, the moment you were born into was already ancient, echoing from another reality folded in on itself, cast outward in a spray of impossible light. It's okay. You don't need to solve it tonight. Just lie there, float, and picture it. A universe quietly breathing out, and you riding the ripple. You shift under the blanket, and for a moment it feels like you're drifting, not through a bed, but through space itself. But not the kind of space you know. This one's not dotted with stars or sprinkled with galaxies. It's smooth, perfect, like a freshly polished bowling lane that just goes on forever. Until boom, except, no, not a boom like dynamite. More like popcorn. A sudden, irreversible transition. Everything flying outward, space-time, energy, matter, all born in one blinding instant. It's called the Big Bang, sure, but maybe that name was always a little misleading. There was no sound. Sound needs air. And there wasn't even space yet for air to exist in. But here's what keeps tapping on the window of your mind. What if this explosion wasn't the start of the universe at all? What if it was the end of something else? Let's get weird for a second. Think about a balloon, not the party kind, but the kind you stuff in your cheeks and then suddenly let go of. It zips around, squealing, spinning, dumping all the air outward in a frantic dance. Now imagine if that balloon were a dying star, one that didn't just collapse into a black hole like we expect, but instead ripped open somewhere else. And out of that tear, whoosh, our entire universe spills out. White holes. They're not just the mirror image of black holes, they're their escape route. The cosmic emergency exits no one quite agrees on. They've never been seen. But theoretically, they could exist. A white hole is the math you don't invite to parties, elegant, unproven, and maybe a little smug. They are objects that nothing can enter, but from which everything can emerge. In fact, some equations say a white hole and a black hole are just different sides of the same phenomenon, a single space-time tantrum, flipping inside out, depending on which side you're on. And now you're wondering, if black holes devour matter and white holes eject it, then could the Big Bang itself be the mother of all white holes? Think of it this way. A black hole is where time and space collapse into a point. A white hole, by contrast, is where that point explodes back out. Not as a rewind, not as a recovery, but as something new. Now hold on to that image, because your bed, it's kind of like a patch of space. And your thoughts tonight, they're little particles bouncing around, colliding, forming constellations of questions. And one of them starts to blink. What would it feel like to be inside a white hole? Honestly, it might feel like this. Everything pushing away from you faster than the eye can track. Time behaving badly. Matter flung apart in such a hurry that it leaves trails of possibility behind. The kind of place where even logic might need a nap. Odd fact of the night sloths can hold their breath longer than dolphins. No relevance. Just wanted to keep your brain wiggly. Back to business. The concept of a white hole wasn't born because someone was bored in a telescope lab. It came directly from the same math that predicted black holes in the first place, Einstein's field equations. Those same stubborn equations that curved space-time described gravity as geometry and ruined everyone's hopes for a flat, boring universe. When black holes were first theorized, the math also accidentally, almost apologetically, spat out the solution for something in reverse, a region of space where instead of collapsing, things expand violently, not slowly, not like a fog, but like a sneeze that can't be stopped. The equations didn't say it had to exist. They just said it could. White holes became the ghosts of theoretical physics, always lingering in the background, unobserved, unloved, occasionally making cameos in sci-fi shows, but rarely invited to cosmology's serious dinner table. And then came the idea that maybe, just maybe, the white hole wasn't out there in a corner of space at all. Maybe it was the entire universe. Let that melt across your chest like warm honey, you right now floating in a white hole. All of this, every galaxy, every atom, every weird raccoon meme rushing outward in a massive ejection that started from something else. Scientists still debate whether this idea is elegant nonsense or a misunderstood gem. But if the Big Bang was a white hole, it would explain a lot. Like why everything is still flying apart at increasing speeds. Why the laws of physics all broke down at once, only to restitch themselves a few picoseconds later. Why there was no symmetry, no calm, just this motion, heat noise being. You turn your head slightly. The pillow smells like detergent and dreams. Your breath is soft now, and maybe you feel it, that tug, that ancient pressure, like you're still moving outward with the universe. Because in a way you are. You've never stopped expanding. None of us have. And maybe the question isn't whether the Big Bang was a white hole. Maybe the question is, what kind of story does it tell? Is it a beginning? Or just the tail end of something else's heartbreak you won't know tonight? But that's okay. Let the question hang there like a satellite over your thoughts, humming faintly in orbit. Maybe the answer's not in the math, or the stars, or even the physics. Maybe it's in the silence between your heartbeats. You blink slowly, the room a soft blur around the edges. Somewhere between wakefulness and sleep, your mind reaches for the shapes it can barely name. White holes, black holes, cosmic oddities that sound more like bedtime stories than real science. But tonight, you're ready to follow the trail. So what is a white hole? Imagine the universe has a cosmic vending machine. Black holes are the slots where things disappear, sucked in, with no receipt, no refund, no comeback tour. White holes, they're the slots that only spit things out. No entry allowed. A one-way cosmic spigot. We don't know if white holes exist. That's important. We have black holes stacked like a cosmic filing cabinet full of evidence, event horizons, gravitational waves, all that jazz. But white holes, the universe has been very good at hiding those. Scientists still debate if they're just a mathematical ghost, or if one day we'll spot one spitting out its cosmic popcorn somewhere in the dark. A weird, almost irrelevant fact to keep your brain stretching wombat poop is cube-shaped. Why scientists aren't totally sure, but it helps the poop not to roll away. Probably nature's way of keeping things orderly in a messy world. Nature likes to surprise us when we least expect it. Back to white holes. According to general relativity, the math behind black holes also allows for white holes. They're like the same coin flipped over, but one side never gets to the party. White holes, theoretically, cannot be entered. Instead, they eject matter and energy continuously or in bursts. But what if the Big Bang itself was a white hole event? That the entire universe is just an enormous explosive white hole spewing out all the matter and energy we see. This flips the usual story. Instead of the Big Bang being the start of everything, it becomes an output, a cosmic sneeze from some other place or time. And that's where things get delightfully mind-bendy. Remember how black holes pull everything inward so strongly that even light can't escape. White holes, in theory, push everything outward and nothing can enter. It's like the universe's cosmic exhale. Scientists even speculate that black holes and white holes might be connected by wormholes, shortcuts through space-time that could link a black hole in one universe to a white hole in another. You might picture it as a cosmic plumbing system. What goes down a black hole's drain comes out through a white hole's faucet, somewhere else, someone else. Of course, wormholes have their own issues: stability, causality, exotic matter requirements. But these remain tantalizing possibilities. Some researchers even propose that our own universe might be the interior of a black hole inside a larger parent universe. The white hole would be the Big Bang, the ejection point into our observable reality. It's a bit like living inside a bubble, wondering where the bubble came from, only to find out the bubble is inside a bigger bubble, and so on. So your universe could be just one of many, each born from its own white hole. Some theories call this the multiverse, where universes endlessly spawn from each other, cosmic Russian dolls nested forever. And now for another odd but unimportant tidbit: octopuses have 3 hearts. 2 pump blood to the gills, and 1 pumps it to the rest of the body. When they swim, the heart that delivers blood to the body actually stops beating. Nature, again, is gloriously weird. Back to cosmic weirdness. White holes, if real, could help solve some puzzles. For instance, they might explain how information swallowed by black holes isn't lost forever, a problem known as the black hole information paradox. Stephen Hawking and others suggested black holes might evaporate via Hawking radiation. But what happens to the information about the stuff they swallowed? White holes could be the cosmic messengers returning that information to the universe. Scientists still debate if this is physically possible or just clever math. The truth is, white holes sit at the intersection of physics and philosophy, a place where questions multiply faster than answers. The Big Bang as a white hole forces us to rethink beginnings, causality, and even the nature of reality itself. And for you drifting closer to sleep, it's okay to let your mind wander through these mysteries without needing a map. Just like the universe, sometimes the most beautiful moments are those where the path is unknown and the questions swirl endlessly. Lying there, eyes softly shut, you sense the room around you slowly fading, and instead of your familiar pillow, you're drifting now gently, almost imperceptibly, through a vast, unseen current of cosmic possibility. So far, you've danced around the strange twins of the cosmos, black holes, and their elusive partners, white holes. But here's something to ponder quietly as you hover between awake and asleep. What if these twins don't speak anymore? Let me explain. Imagine black holes and white holes like 2 siblings who've had a massive fight. One draws everything in greedy, insatiable, while the other pushes everything out equally stubborn, refusing entry. According to some theorists, these 2 seemingly opposite objects might not just be related. They might be one and the same. Sounds impossible, right? But we're dealing with the universe here. It thrives on impossible. Black holes, you already know, they're cosmic vacuum cleaners so dense and powerful that not even light can escape their grasp. Stars, planets, even reality itself falls inward, pulled toward their irresistible gravity. Scientists love black holes because they're observable, measurable, and just mysterious enough to keep funding rolling in. White holes, on the other hand, are the embarrassing cousins at cosmology's family reunion. The math says they should exist, but no one's ever seen one. Not even once. They're like the friend who RSVPs to every party, but never actually shows up. Yet the idea persists, and it won't leave physicists alone. Like a catchy song that's stuck in your head at 3 a.m., You don't even particularly like the song, but it's there whispering quietly behind your thoughts. And this is where it gets weirdly beautiful. If black holes suck everything in and white holes spit everything out, what if they're two sides of the same cosmic coin? Two ends of a bridge, a wormhole. Imagine dropping a marble down a drain. That's your black hole. The marble disappears from view, but where does it go? What if somewhere else entirely another drain exists, reversed upside down your white hole? And that marble pops back out again. A cosmic shortcut, bridging two entirely separate points in space and time. But there's a problem. Wormholes, according to physics, tend to collapse faster than a cheap umbrella in a thunderstorm. They're unstable theoretical beasts, built more from dreams and equations than from concrete observation. Scientists still debate whether stable wormholes could exist, or if they're just wishful thinking cosmic pipe dreams. Oddly irrelevant yet fascinating fact: time butterflies taste with their feet. Strange but true, and probably makes landing on flowers a lot more delicious. But back to cosmic drains and marbles. If black holes and white holes are connected by wormholes, maybe our universe didn't simply begin. Perhaps it emerged through a wormhole spat out from a white hole in some other universe. Consider that carefully for a moment. What if everything around you, your bed, your room, the stars quietly twinkling above you, was expelled from the other side of reality's drainpipe? That's one theory anyway. Our entire universe is just the opposite end of a black hole's hungry maw. A black hole collapses inward in another universe, and on the opposite side, ours expands outward through a white hole. This turns your reality into something curiously poetic. A universe born from another universe's end. A new garden growing from someone else's compost heap. It's both humbling and a little absurd. The universe doesn't mind being absurd. In fact, it seems to quite enjoy it. Remember, reality is under no obligation to make sense to us. Still, you might be wondering, if this is true, why haven't we found any white holes yet? Why aren't astronomers pointing telescopes excitedly at some celestial faucet, spitting out planets, stars, and Netflix series into space? Well, according to current theories, white holes, if they exist, would be extremely fleeting phenomena. They might explode outward in one burst of radiation and matter, then vanish entirely. Blink, and you'll miss them, cosmic fireworks leaving nothing behind but an echo. This fleeting nature makes them almost impossible to detect directly, at least with our current technology. White holes may be more ghost stories than astrophysics. Just because the math allows something doesn't mean nature bothers creating it. Yet the Big Bang as a white hole idea refuses to be neatly dismissed. It offers explanations for things cosmologists struggle with, like why the universe's initial conditions were so inexplicably organized, why it expanded so rapidly, and how something appeared from seeming nothingness. And here's a gently comforting thought for your late-night pondering. You're part of this mystery. A tiny, curious observer nestled within the very thing you're trying to understand. A ripple on an ocean, wondering about the wave it came from. Maybe black holes and white holes don't speak anymore, or maybe they never did. Maybe the universe is built from pairs that never meet opposites, pushing and pulling without ever really touching. And maybe, just maybe, it's enough tonight to simply appreciate that the universe is vast enough to hold mysteries we haven't solved yet. Mysteries waiting patiently somewhere out in the quiet night sky. For now, let them drift softly through your thoughts as you close your eyes, content in knowing that you're a part of something extraordinary, something still being written. Sleep easy, there's plenty more story left for tomorrow. You're floating cozy and half asleep, your consciousness drifting in and out like a lazy tide on a gentle cosmic shore. Tonight's questions are big enough to swallow stars. Whole, and now as your breathing slows, another question quietly taps at your sleepy mind. What if wormholes aren't doors you walk through, but doors you fall sideways into? Let's settle into that strange thought together. Wormholes, those hypothetical shortcuts connecting two distant points in space-time, are usually pictured as cosmic tunnels, clean and symmetrical, like smooth slides between playground universes. But the universe, as you've probably guessed by now, rarely offers neat, comfortable slides. It prefers roller coasters built by committee, unpredictable and delightfully disorienting. So instead of visualizing a wormhole as a simple tunnel, you stroll through. Imagine tumbling sideways through a hole in reality, emerging somewhere entirely unexpected. It would be less like entering a hallway and more like slipping on a cosmic banana peel. Graceful. Not so much. Effective, possibly. And here's a whimsical little detour. Did you know penguins propose marriage by offering their chosen partner a pebble odd, right? The universe is full of quirky little rituals, both large and small. Just like humans, galaxies might also have strange courtships we can barely understand yet. Anyway, back to our sideways wormhole tumble. Physicists theorize that if wormholes exist, and that's a big if, they might link black holes and white holes, creating a secret passage between entirely separate universes or distant points within the same one. Picture this. You drop into a black hole, which by all accounts would be unpleasantly intense. The closer you get to the event horizon, the point of no return, the stronger gravity becomes. Time slows dramatically. Your feet stretch out, your head stays behind. Scientists politely call this spaghettification. Clearly not the ideal weekend getaway. But what happens after you cross that threshold? Do you vanish crushed by gravity's embrace? Or could you, in theory, slip sideways through a hidden tunnel to emerge unraveled but intact in a completely different universe through a white hole? Scientists still debate if this idea is plausible or just the beautiful madness of theoretical physics. Wormholes, after all, demand conditions so exotic they sound more like fiction than fact. They'd require something physicists dub exotic matter with negative energy that repels gravity instead of attracting it. Does that exist? Nobody knows yet. But if it does, it could stabilize wormholes, turning cosmic spaghetti nightmares into smooth journeys. Some physicists go further, suggesting wormholes might not just connect distant regions of space-time, but different timelines entirely. You could slip sideways and find yourself theoretically emerging in the distant past or far future. Cosmic time travel via gravitational acrobatics, improbable, yes, but deliciously entertaining to consider. And now imagine that our entire universe, the galaxies spiraling outwards, the nebula glowing softly, your bedroom softly humming with distant cosmic vibrations, emerged sideways through a wormhole. Maybe the Big Bang wasn't an explosion at all, but rather the universe slipping clumsily through a sideways door from somewhere else. If our universe is the result of this cosmic tumble, then we'd be living in what physicists describe as a white hole cosmology, where our very reality is the outcome of another universe's black hole event. A breathtakingly surreal concept, yes, but comforting in a strange way, because it suggests a universe endlessly regenerating itself. Imagine the possibilities. Each black hole in our universe might lead to another universe, birthing realities endlessly, like branches sprouting from a cosmic tree. In turn, our universe itself might be just one branch on an infinite cosmic forest. And if universes spring from other universes through wormholes, it could mean existence itself is infinitely self-renewing, an endless series of cosmic reincarnations. Yet, of course, there's a catch, there always is. Wormholes, at least the kind envisioned by physicists, would probably collapse instantly, without exotic matter. Stable wormholes might be as elusive as unicorns or reliable Wi-Fi at airports, something you'd love to have but suspect doesn't truly exist. Even if stable wormholes remain speculative, the idea that the Big Bang was actually the exit point from a white hole connected to another universe remains compelling. It explains some lingering mysteries why our universe's initial state was so exquisitely tuned to allow galaxies and stars to form, or why cosmic expansion accelerated so dramatically in the first moments. But maybe these aren't questions meant to be neatly answered tonight. Maybe they're best left drifting gently through your thoughts, little star-like curiosities, glittering behind closed eyelids. As you rest, picture yourself floating gently between realities, drifting softly through the sideways wormhole of sleep. On one side, your everyday worries fade. On the other, dreams whisper their secrets, strange landscapes, impossible physics, penguins exchanging pebbles. In the end, whether the universe slid sideways, burst outwards, or simply emerged quietly, is less important than the sense of wonder it sparks. The universe's greatest gift to you isn't clear answers, but beautiful mysteries. Mysteries like sideways wormholes and cosmic tumbles. Little secrets whispered in the dark. Relax, breathe deeply. Drift softly, knowing tonight's journey is just one chapter of an infinite story. Let sleep carry you gently onward until tomorrow brings another adventure. You lie there, comfortably feeling the soft weight of your eyelids drifting closed. But your mind, like the universe, isn't quite ready to settle down yet. Instead, it glides gently toward another cosmic riddle, shimmering quietly in the dark. What if our universe is just a hologram, a glittering projection cast from the surface of something else I know? It sounds like late-night philosophy rather than serious science, but stay with me here. Cosmologists have an intriguingly elegant idea known as the holographic principle that suggests our entire three-dimensional universe could be a kind of hologram encoded on a distant two-dimensional surface. Think of a credit card hologram, a flat image that appears three-dimensional when you tilt it in the light. Our universe might work similarly, every star galaxy and cosmic pizza topping actually existing as information encoded on some unimaginably vast cosmic boundary. Now, why would anyone seriously suggest this? Well, it's partly because physicists love bold ideas, but mostly because of black holes, again. Black holes have a curious property. The information about everything they consume appears to be encoded on their event horizons, their outer edges. Nothing that enters is ever truly lost. Instead, it's flattened into information on this surface like cosmic graffiti sprayed across a wall. If that's true for black holes, physicists asked, could it also be true for the universe as a whole? Maybe the Big Bang, the explosive moment that birthed our universe, was actually information erupting outward from some cosmic horizon, like a movie projected from a hidden film reel. Instead of starting from absolute nothingness, perhaps our universe is actually the unfolding of a two-dimensional script that existed before time itself began. This concept opens a new way to understand reality. It suggests we live inside something like a giant simulation, not the Matrix kind, but one in which every particle and force we observe is merely the projection of deeper hidden information encoded elsewhere. A funny and mostly irrelevant fact to briefly tickle your brain: sea otters hold hands when they sleep, floating together to avoid drifting apart. Adorable, yes. Even nature's cutest creatures prefer a little comfort and connection in the vastness. But back to our cosmic hologram. If reality is just encoded information, the Big Bang might have been the universe's way of rebooting, refreshing itself, by releasing stored data. White holes in this holographic model could be nature's elegant method of recycling information. What black holes consume white holes return like cosmic librarians, carefully reshelving books after they've been read. Scientists still debate whether the holographic principle reflects reality or if it's simply a clever mathematical metaphor. Still, the idea is compelling enough to keep them awake at night, scribbling equations and sipping overly caffeinated coffee. Imagine it for a moment. Everything around you, your bedroom, your favorite book, the comfy socks you wear when the floor is cold, is just information dancing on a cosmic screen. It's both humbling and slightly comforting. Nothing is truly lost, only transformed. Every memory, every atom, every whisper of thought might be safely recorded somewhere in the cosmos, waiting patiently to be rediscovered. The holographic universe also offers explanations for some mysteries that physics struggles to solve. Like gravity, for example. Why is it so weak compared to other forces? Maybe gravity is diluted because we perceive it as projecting from a distant, encoded reality. Gravity leaks into our three-dimensional experience from this hidden boundary, making it appear weaker than it truly is. Now picture yourself floating gently through this hologram. You're not just a passive observer, you're part of the cosmic play. Every thought you have, every gentle heartbeat, adds to the information that weaves the universe's story. You're a living, breathing fragment of this vast projection, a tiny point of awareness, casting ripples outward through space-time. But there's another intriguing idea hiding in here. If the universe is indeed holographic, and the Big Bang was a white hole spewing out encoded information, then perhaps reality itself is cyclical, a cosmic rhythm of collapse and renewal. Black holes gather information, compressing it, storing it. White holes return that information outward, creating new universes in endless cosmic cycles. This cyclic universe idea is comforting, isn't it? It suggests nothing truly ends, only changes. Maybe your atoms have existed countless times before, part of ancient stars or distant planets encoded and decoded repeatedly, woven into existence. And maybe this gentle rhythm, the ebb and flow of universes blooming and folding back, is the universe's quiet way of telling you that endings aren't really endings at all, just new beginnings, cleverly disguised. So tonight, as your breathing grows deep and steady and your body sinks slowly into rest, let yourself drift into the soft realization that you're a hologram shimmering in a vast cosmic story. One beautifully intertwined with mysteries yet unsolved ideas quietly whispered in dark observatories and equations scribbled softly in the margins of dreams. Relax now. The universe's greatest secrets aren't meant to be unraveled in a single night. They're meant to gently coax you back night after night, softly whispering to your curiosity. Sleep now, knowing the cosmos is vast, strange, and wonderfully patient. There's plenty of mystery left for tomorrow. Your breathing is slow now, deep and comfortable. You're gently floating through that cozy space between wakefulness and dreams. Just like the universe itself once floated softly, invisibly, before it erupted into everything we now know. But let's drift for a moment toward something softly intriguing, whispers from a time before there was time itself. You see, the universe still holds faint echoes from its earliest moments, known as the cosmic microwave background, the quiet hum left over from the Big Bang. It's everywhere, bathing the universe gently, like the soft glow left after a fire has burned down. Yet here's the fascinating twist scientists whisper about. Hidden within this cosmic afterglow might be subtle signals, echoes not only of our universe's birth, but perhaps faint murmurs from a reality even older than ours. Imagine sitting quietly in a vast, empty theater after a grand show has ended. The audience has gone home, the lights have dimmed, but if you listen very carefully, you can still hear echoes, a cough, footsteps, the soft murmur of a conversation long finished. Our universe's afterglow could contain something similar, tiny whispers from events before our cosmic curtain ever rose. These whispers, if they exist, would be unimaginably faint, subtle ripples in the uniform glow of the cosmic microwave background radiation. Some physicists suggest that anomalies, tiny irregularities in this background radiation, might actually hint at interactions our universe had before the Big Bang, perhaps with other universes, or through cosmic wormholes linking distant realities. Odd fact moment: honey never spoils. Archaeologists have found jars of honey in Egyptian tombs that are still edible thousands of years later. Not particularly useful right now, but it might help you win trivia night someday. Plus, it's nice knowing some things remain sweet forever. Now back to our cosmic whispers. Physicists call these hypothetical signals primordial echoes. Detecting them would be like catching whispers of an ancient conversation in a crowded room, extraordinarily difficult, but tantalizingly possible with advanced telescopes and delicate measurements. And here's where white holes tiptoe back into our story. If our universe is truly the exit point of a white hole, then the echoes we're hearing might not be the Big Bang itself, but signals from the universe on the other side. Maybe these subtle murmurs are leftover pieces of another reality that passed information through, carried on gravitational waves, or encoded in the texture of space itself. But scientists still debate fiercely whether such echoes exist or if they're just noise, the equivalent of cosmic static that fools overly hopeful ears. Perhaps these faint irregularities are simply random fluctuations, mathematical illusions, teasing us with false significance. Yet just the possibility of primordial echoes makes your sleepy thoughts wander beautifully. It hints at a universe vastly richer than we've ever imagined, one filled not just with our stars and galaxies, but endless layers of reality, all softly murmuring their stories across the cosmic dark. Now let's gently nudge your mind even deeper into the dreamlike quality of this idea. Picture it clearly: you're floating in space, eyes closed, listening to the cosmic whispers, the faint music of universes long past. You feel calm, gently buoyed by the rhythm, connected not just to your familiar reality, but also to something infinitely older, richer, and stranger. Consider how breathtaking it is that we're capable of even contemplating these whispers, tiny beings tucked into beds on a small blue planet, pondering signals from before time existed. It's both absurd and beautiful. And maybe that's the universe's quiet gift to us, a sense of connection that transcends logic, reaching gently toward wonder. Perhaps these echoes, real or imagined, speak softly of a universe that endlessly recycles itself. Universes blossoming, fading, and blossoming again, each softly whispering its secrets to the next. A cosmic relay race passing information gently onward from universe to universe, reality to reality, like a quiet bedtime story whispered from parent to child across infinite generations. And now floating gently in the stillness of this thought, it's comforting to remember that you're part of something vast, mysterious, and endlessly fascinating. Something that softly invites you night after night to wonder, imagine, and drift gently into dreams filled with cosmic possibility. Rest now, allowing these whispers from before time to carry you deeper into sleep. Let yourself imagine the gentle hum of the universe's song softly surrounding you, comforting you, guiding you quietly toward peaceful rest. There's plenty of universe left to explore tomorrow. You're warm now, comfortable beneath blankets, softened by countless washes, gently sinking deeper into relaxation. Your eyelids flutter softly, and you find yourself drifting again, this time to a strange cosmic intersection, one that exists between what's real and what might be nothing more than mathematical poetry. Can white holes truly exist at all? Sure, they're beautiful ideas like unicorns or perfect parking spots, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're real. Science loves precision evidence and proof, while white holes for now seem content, just shimmering gently at the edge of theory. But before we get too skeptical, let's remember something curious about black holes. They once seemed equally impossible. Even Einstein resisted their existence, initially convinced nature wouldn't allow something so bizarre. And yet now we know they're out there, quietly lurking, swirling silently in galaxies scattered across the cosmos. So perhaps white holes, those cosmic fountains pouring matter back out, aren't so far-fetched either. Perhaps they're just as shy, waiting patiently to be discovered, to astonish us quietly one day when we least expect it. Here's an odd, gently distracting fact to keep your mind soft and curious. Cats have fewer toes on their back paws, just 4 compared to 5 on their front paws. Why? Evolutionary quirk, cosmic joke. Science shrugs gently at questions like these, content sometimes not to know. Similarly, white holes currently inhabit this curious state of scientific uncertainty. Einstein's equations whisper that white holes should exist. They predict that for every black hole there might be a time-reversed twin, a region, where matter, energy, and light erupt outward instead of falling inward. But if white holes are real, they'd have to dance carefully around some stubborn cosmic rules. They would need to remain stable long enough to be detected, and stability is not exactly the universe's favorite pastime. The laws of physics generally prefer chaos to calm. Most physicists today consider stable white holes unlikely. They suggest that white holes, if they appeared at all, might be fleeting, collapsing quickly under their own instability. These ephemeral cosmic fountains would appear and vanish like fireflies, blinking briefly in a vast, dark field, beautiful but nearly impossible to capture. Some scientists, though, still debate passionately about this. Could it be that white holes are just hiding cleverly in plain sight, camouflaged by the universe's vastness? Maybe we've already observed their traces without recognizing them. Subtle hints disguised in the strange behaviors of distant gamma-ray bursts or mysterious high-energy signals. And here's a twist that might gently tug at your sleepy imagination. Perhaps white holes aren't meant to be stable. Perhaps their brief, fiery existence is exactly their purpose, short-lived cosmic messengers, briefly bridging universes, spilling matter and energy outward in spectacular bursts that mark the birth of new realities. In fact, that's precisely how some theorists picture the Big Bang itself, as a single spectacular white hole event. One brilliant eruption lasting mere moments, yet powerful enough to birth an entire universe, to seed galaxies, stars, planets, and eventually even you, softly nestled beneath your blankets, listening tonight. There's something wonderfully poetic about this possibility, isn't there? The universe not quietly unfolding from emptiness, but erupting dramatically, briefly, beautifully from somewhere else. Perhaps reality itself is born from brief instabilities, little cosmic imperfections that bloom into everything we know. Scientists still debate fiercely about this. Are white holes physical realities waiting to be discovered, or just elegant solutions in equations that nature quietly disregards? And while they debate, you're allowed to float gently in between, curious but unconcerned, comfortable with mysteries left unsolved for tonight. Science often advances most beautifully when we linger in uncertainty, when we're comfortable not knowing everything all at once. Maybe white holes, whether they exist physically or only mathematically, offer us something more valuable than simple answers. They remind us to be humble, patient explorers, They teach us gently that reality is always richer, stranger, and more beautiful than our equations alone might suggest. And maybe as you drift deeper towards sleep, that's all you really need from science tonight. A gentle reminder that the universe is vast enough to contain wonders, not yet proven mysteries, still softly whispered dreams, yet to be fully understood. So relax now. Breathe softly. Let your mind drift through quiet cosmic uncertainties, carried gently onward toward dreams filled with endless possibilities. Sleep peacefully, knowing there's always another mystery waiting gently for you tomorrow. You're sinking comfortably deeper into your bed, your breathing becoming soft and rhythmic, carrying you gently toward sleep. Yet your thoughts drift once more toward the universe, because tonight it seems to softly whisper a different kind of story entirely. What if there wasn't really a big bang at all, but rather a big bounce? This beautiful little idea known as the Big Bounce theory imagines the universe as not beginning, but continuing cycling endlessly through collapses and expansions like cosmic breathing. Inhale, exhale, repeat forever. Think of the universe as an enormous cosmic balloon that gently inflates, stretches, and then contracts, only to bounce outward again. According to this theory, our current universe is simply the latest bounce in an endless sequence, each cycle erasing the memory of the last, but leaving behind tiny, subtle clues embedded in the cosmic microwave background. Now imagine something gently comforting about this idea: there was no beginning and will be no ultimate end. The universe just continues softly bouncing, forever renewing itself like a cosmic heartbeat, endlessly pulsing. An odd yet gently amusing fact to drift on: bananas are technically berries, while strawberries are not. Nature clearly has a mischievous sense of humor. A delightful reminder that definitions, whether about fruits or universes, can surprise us. Back to our gentle cosmic bounce. Some cosmologists suggest that what we call the Big Bang might actually have been the universe bouncing outward from an earlier contraction. Instead of emerging mysteriously from nothingness, our universe may have expanded from the remnants of a previous one, compressing into an unimaginably dense point, much like a white hole scenario, releasing energy outward again into a new cosmic cycle. And this gentle cyclical dance could elegantly resolve some of physics' deepest puzzles. For instance, it offers a natural explanation for the smoothness and structure of the universe we observe today. Each bounce gently resets the universe, smoothing out imperfections, while preserving faint whispering memories of previous cycles hidden within the fabric of space-time itself. Scientists still debate whether this cyclical model is accurate or merely a beautiful but flawed idea. After all, current physics suggests that cosmic bounces would face tremendous obstacles. Gravity would need to behave differently under extreme conditions, allowing a contracting universe to bounce instead of collapsing into a permanent singularity. Yet physicists continue gently nudging their equations, exploring new models that include quantum gravity and exotic forms of energy conditions under which a bounce could occur naturally. In these theoretical playgrounds, they softly dream up universes endlessly rising, falling, and rising again, cosmic waves gently lapping against the shore of eternity. If this theory is correct, then perhaps the Big Bang wasn't a unique event, but rather just one moment in a much larger cosmic story, a universe eternally cycling through phases of contraction and expansion, destruction and rebirth. Maybe reality is less like a line and more like a gentle loop, endlessly returning to itself, each time subtly different, each universe softly whispering its story into the next. Imagine it clearly: you're floating gently, comfortably in this eternal cosmic rhythm. Your atoms, once stars, planets, maybe even ancient cosmic dust, have existed countless times before, and will again. You're part of a universe that endlessly renews itself, softly recycling energy and matter in a quiet cosmic waltz. And tonight, as you lie here drifting toward sleep, let yourself find comfort in that gentle continuity. Everything around you, your bedroom, your breath, your heartbeat, part of an infinite sequence of cosmic events. Universes rising and falling softly, recycling themselves, carrying you gently onward through eternity. Relax now. Sleep deeply, knowing the universe holds you softly in its endless, gentle embrace. There's always more mystery, more wonder waiting for you in the morning. You're sinking deeper now, your breaths long and easy, your thoughts like soft waves gently washing ashore. Tonight's cosmic mystery quietly unfolds around you, leading to another strange and beautiful paradox, one dreamed by one of physics' greatest minds, Stephen Hawking. You see, Hawking had a dream, not literally perhaps, but one that deeply captured his brilliant imagination, the puzzle of information in black holes. Black holes, as you remember, are cosmic vacuum cleaners endlessly consuming everything, stars, planets, even light. They pull matter inward so strongly that according to classical physics, whatever falls inside should vanish forever, erased from the universe entirely. But Hawking, softly determined, proposed something different. He suggested that black holes might not truly erase information, but rather gently radiate it back out, encoded subtly in something called Hawking radiation. But there's a catch if black holes eventually evaporate, releasing tiny particles back into the universe. What happens to the information about everything? They swallowed. Information in physics is supposed to be sacred, never truly lost. Yet black holes seem to destroy it completely, creating a quiet, troubling paradox. Now here's where white holes whisper gently back into our cosmic bedtime story. If white holes truly exist, those mysterious cosmic fountains, they might offer a beautifully elegant solution to Hawking's paradox. Imagine this: softly black holes gather matter and information, pulling them inward, compressing, and hiding them deeply within their event horizons. White holes, meanwhile, could do the opposite, spilling out matter, energy, and information back into the universe. Perhaps white holes are cosmic librarians returning borrowed cosmic books gently back into circulation. But scientists still debate this, fiercely uncertain whether this cosmic information transfer is genuinely possible or just mathematically beautiful fantasy. It remains one of the deepest, quietest mysteries in theoretical physics. Here's a gentle, odd fact to soothe your sleepy curiosity: giraffes only need about 5 to 30 minutes of sleep each day. Imagine how many cosmic mysteries a giraffe might ponder in those endless waking hours. Returning gently to our cosmic paradox. Some physicists speculate that information swallowed by a black hole might actually reappear through a white hole elsewhere or elsewhen in the universe. Perhaps they suggest the universe itself emerged from a gigantic white hole, a cosmic birth where all the hidden information from previous universes softly reappeared, reshaped into galaxies, stars, and eventually life itself. This softly looping scenario makes the universe a delicate dance of information, forever reshaped and recycled, never lost. Your atoms, your thoughts, even your dreams tonight might be softly echoing patterns of information that once existed in entirely different realities. Imagine yourself quietly drifting now comfortably within this gentle cosmic rhythm. Each breath you take connects you subtly to stars and galaxies billions of years away, cosmic events unfolding softly, carrying information across the vast expanses of space and time. Maybe the Big Bang, our universe's quiet but spectacular beginning, was really a gentle return of cosmic information bursting forth from a white hole. a beautiful, chaotic recycling of existence itself. If true, it transforms our universe from an isolated event into a softly looping cosmic story, where endings aren't final, but instead lead gently to new beginnings. Scientists continue quietly exploring these ideas, patiently waiting for the universe to reveal its deepest secrets. Perhaps someday soon, telescopes or experiments will uncover subtle evidence of white holes or confirm Hawking's gentle suggestion about information returning softly from black holes. Until then, the questions remain gently open, inviting you to wonder. Imagine and dream softly beneath tonight's quiet sky. And now, as you drift gently towards sleep, let yourself find comfort in these quiet cosmic mysteries. Let the idea of endlessly recycled information softly reassure you that nothing is ever truly lost, only gently transformed, forever woven into the universe's quiet, infinite tapestry. Sleep now breathing gently, knowing that you're part of a universe infinitely rich in quiet mysteries and softly whispered wonders. Rest peacefully tonight. Tomorrow's questions will patiently await your gentle curiosity. Your body sinks gently into the softness of your bed, and the quiet rhythms of your breathing slowly align with the silent turning of the cosmos. Now comfortably drifting towards sleep, you softly ponder a new and gently fascinating question. What if universes like people can have babies? It sounds strange, but in cosmology, it's called the baby universe theory, and it whispers a beautiful and somewhat poetic story about how new universes might softly bloom into existence. Imagine a star at the end of its life, collapsing quietly into a black hole. According to the baby universe idea, instead of vanishing completely, that collapsing star might softly pinch off from our universe, gently creating a new separate space-time, a baby universe detached and safely tucked away within its own cosmic cradle. This gentle cosmic birth, according to theory, would emerge through a white hole. Picture it gently, the black hole in our universe, softly swallowing matter, space, and time, and then quietly releasing it elsewhere through a white hole which becomes the birth of an entirely new reality. And here's the softly curious thing, the laws of physics in that new universe might differ gently from our own, subtly changing the cosmic recipe that defines reality. Perhaps gravity would be slightly stronger, or stars slightly brighter, tiny delicate variations creating unique cosmic ecosystems. Maybe softly whispers this theory, our universe itself once began as a baby universe born from another universe's black hole, ejected gently outward by a white hole and growing into the vast reality we know today. This quietly beautiful idea suggests the universe isn't just endlessly recycling matter and energy, but actually evolving, creating offspring universes that inherit subtle properties from their parent universes, like a gentle cosmic lineage stretching back into infinite history. But scientists still debate whether such baby universes could truly form. The mathematics quietly compelling hints that creating new universes through black holes might require specific, perhaps exotic conditions. Conditions delicate enough that they rarely, if ever, occur naturally, cosmic birth being perhaps a rare, subtle phenomenon rather than a common event. A softly amusing fact to gently ponder: cows have best friends and become stressed if separated. Quietly heartwarming, isn't it? Even the universe's simplest creatures cherish connections. Returning to our gentle cosmic nursery, if baby universes exist, each black hole could softly cradle a separate universe, its own reality isolated from ours. Our universe might be filled with countless unseen universes, each hidden quietly behind event horizons unreachable and softly whispering their secrets within their cosmic cocoons. This also gently resolves another puzzle. It explains why our universe appears finely tuned for life. Perhaps universes softly evolve through a gentle cosmic selection process, like nature softly guiding evolution on Earth. Universes that form black holes, thus creating baby universes, pass their cosmic properties onward. Universes that don't form black holes would softly vanish, leaving no offspring. Maybe life exists because we live in a softly fertile universe gently capable of creating countless cosmic offspring. Perhaps every galaxy, star, and planet in our universe is softly contributing to the cosmic nursery, patiently preparing new universes to be born through the gentle embrace of gravity. Tonight, quietly drifting towards sleep, imagine yourself floating gently in this infinite cosmic family, part of a vast lineage of universes stretching backward and forward through softly whispered time. Each heartbeat connects you gently to countless unseen realities, each breath linking you quietly to the gentle rhythm of cosmic creation itself. And as you close your eyes softly tonight, let yourself feel quietly comforted by the gentle possibility that our universe, like you, was gently nurtured, quietly growing from something older, wiser, infinitely patient. Relax now. Sleep gently, knowing you're softly embraced by a cosmos that endlessly creates, quietly nurtures, and patiently waits to whisper more gentle secrets tomorrow. Rest peacefully. You're floating now in that peaceful twilight space between wakefulness and dreaming, gently soothed by the rhythm of your breathing. Your mind drifts softly to another curious question, patiently waiting in the cosmic wings. Could white holes explain why time moves in only one direction? Time, as you've probably noticed, has a stubborn habit of marching forward, never backward. Physicists call this the arrow of time, the one-way street guiding everything from stars quietly aging to milk softly spoiling in your fridge. But here's something quietly puzzling. The fundamental laws of physics don't actually prefer any particular direction for time. They work equally well whether time moves forward or backward. So why do we experience time gently and inevitably drifting toward the future? The answer scientists softly suggest might lie in entropy, a fancy word that basically means disorder. Imagine a tidy room over time without effort. It naturally becomes messy. Entropy softly guides things from order to disorder, from neatness to chaos. Yet in the earliest moments of the universe, right after the Big Bang, entropy was surprisingly quietly low. The universe began in a beautifully ordered state, gently allowing stars, planets, and life to form as entropy softly increased over billions of years. But why was entropy so mysteriously low at the start? Perhaps some physicists whisper gently. The Big Bang wasn't really a beginning at all, but rather a cosmic exit point from a white hole emerging from a previous universe's black hole collapse. If true, our universe began not randomly, but softly ordered by conditions inherited gently from an earlier reality. Picture it quietly, a previous universe collapsing inward, entropy climbing to unimaginable heights, chaos softly reaching its peak. But at the moment of ultimate collapse, something remarkable occurs. Time and entropy reverse softly through a cosmic white hole, quietly creating our new universe in an exquisitely ordered low entropy state. A gentle reset, flipping entropy's arrow from chaos back toward order and allowing time to quietly move forward again. Scientists still debate this intriguing idea fiercely. Some argue the mathematics of reversing entropy through white holes is problematic, beautiful in theory, but perhaps impossible in practice. Others gently insist the concept is worth exploring further, quietly nudging physics toward new possibilities, softly reshaping our understanding of time itself. Here's another softly amusing fact to soothe your sleepy mind. Otters keep special rocks in tiny pockets under their arms, carrying their favorite stones wherever they go. Perhaps even otters understand something about quiet comforts in an uncertain universe. Back gently to our cosmic arrow. If the universe is indeed cyclical, each collapse and rebirth might softly reset entropy, reversing its direction through white holes and allowing the arrow of time to restart anew, always drifting quietly forward. This gentle cycle of entropy and rebirth might explain why we only perceive time moving forward, because we always live softly within expanding universes, gently guided by increasing entropy toward the future. Imagine yourself drifting gently within this cosmic cycle, softly carried forward by entropy's quiet current. Every heartbeat, every breath, quietly guided by the universe's gentle journey from order to disorder, softly returning again and again through white holes, quietly renewing itself infinitely. And tonight, as you drift deeper into sleep, let yourself softly embrace this comforting cyclical vision. Perhaps nothing truly ends, only gently resets. Time softly moves forward, but the universe itself gently cycles endlessly, reborn, quietly connected through white holes, entropy, and softly whispered cosmic laws. Rest peacefully now. Sleep softly, knowing you're gently part of a universe that endlessly cycles, softly nurturing itself and quietly guiding you forward always. Sleep gently. There's more quiet cosmic wonder patiently awaiting you tomorrow. You're floating now deeper and softer, wrapped in a gentle blanket of cosmic curiosity. As your mind drifts toward sleep, another softly intriguing question quietly appears on the edges of your thoughts, patiently waiting to whisper. What if white holes aren't natural phenomena at all? What if they're cosmic constructions engineered by beings unimaginably advanced? It's a gently thrilling thought, quietly nudging your imagination awake one last time. Consider this softly. If a civilization reached an almost magical level of technological sophistication, might they create white holes intentionally? Cosmic portals designed to spill matter energy, or even entire universes into existence. Imagine it: quietly advanced beings sculpting reality itself, softly seeding universes like gardeners planting seeds, carefully choosing when and how new cosmic gardens bloom. Of course, this softly daring idea dances gracefully between science and imagination. Physicists gently acknowledge the possibility, even if they quietly smile at the cosmic audacity required. Constructing white holes, cosmic fountains, would require control over energy and space-time itself, softly transcending anything humanity can even imagine today. Yet some physicists gently whisper that such advanced civilizations might exist somewhere across the vast cosmic expanse. If they do, they could perhaps quietly craft white holes as cosmic messages, subtle signals softly sent across universes. Perhaps our universe itself was gently engineered, born intentionally from a white hole created by distant cosmic gardeners. This softly speculative scenario, known gently as the engineered universe theory, leaves cosmologists both enchanted and quietly cautious. It's an idea comfortably nestled between hard science and gentle philosophical curiosity, provocative yet elegantly poetic. A quietly fascinating yet irrelevant fact to drift with hummingbirds can fly backward, hovering effortlessly in midair. Tiny reminders that nature softly loves to surprise us with impossible grace. Returning softly to our cosmic engineers, if white holes truly can be artificially created, it suggests something gently profound about our place in the cosmos. Perhaps we're not random accidents, but softly intentional creations gently placed within this cosmic garden. Scientists, naturally cautious, still debate this idea fiercely. For most, the notion of engineered universes softly belongs in the realm of philosophy, or even science fiction rather than physics. And yet quietly persistent mathematical theories continue suggesting that universe creation, if physically possible at all, could indeed become the domain of sufficiently advanced civilizations. Gently imagine it tonight. If universes can be engineered, the cosmos might be filled quietly with countless universes, each gently born from intentional acts, softly nurtured toward particular cosmic goals. Whether those goals are softly guiding the development of intelligent life or simply exploring infinite possibilities. It's gently comforting, isn't it? To softly imagine the universe as something purposeful, intentional, created not from random chaos, but gently crafted with quiet care. Even if we never prove this idea, the thought itself whispers something softly meaningful about our own creative, curious natures. And tonight, drifting towards sleep, softly ponder the gentle beauty of that possibility. Perhaps our universe is gently intentional, quietly woven into existence through advanced cosmic craftsmanship. And maybe quietly, our own curiosity about these mysteries is a subtle reflection of the universe's own gentle nature, forever whispering questions softly through us. Rest gently now. Sleep softly, comforted by the possibility of purpose, hidden quietly within the cosmic fabric itself. Sleep deeply, knowing the universe patiently awaits your gentle curiosity again tomorrow. You're softly floating deeper now, comfortably nestled in your gentle space, the quiet stillness of the night enveloping you. Your thoughts, gently drifting, now move toward another, quietly intriguing, cosmic thought. What if our universe isn't a purposeful creation, but rather an accidental leak, something that slipped gently out through a white hole from another universe's cosmic plumbing? Imagine it quietly, reality itself, softly spilling into existence, emerging gently, yet unintentionally, from somewhere else entirely. It's an odd, comforting thought, our universe as an accidental but beautifully unfolding cosmic mishap. Scientists have gently pondered this possibility, as well quietly calling it the leaking universe theory. It softly suggests that universes might occasionally form as gentle cosmic accidents, emerging through unexpected white holes that quietly leak matter and energy outward. This gently whimsical concept doesn't require deliberate engineering or careful cosmic gardeners. Instead, it pictures reality as softly chaotic, infinitely varied, gently spilling forth new universes and quiet accidents, endless cosmic experiments carried out unintentionally. If this theory is true, our universe wasn't gently planned, but softly stumbled into existence, unfolding beautifully, unpredictably, from a random cosmic leak. Here's a gently curious fact. To softly comfort your drifting mind, elephants can recognize their reflections in mirrors, quietly suggesting self-awareness. Even the universe's gentle giants softly wonder about their place in existence. Returning quietly to our cosmic leak, scientists still debate fiercely about this gently accidental universe idea. Some quietly argue that the fine-tuned nature of our universe, the gentle conditions allowing life and stars, seems unlikely if we're merely accidental. Others softly suggest randomness might actually explain the universe's delicate tuning, like gently rolling dice countless times, eventually softly landing on precisely the right conditions by pure chance. Perhaps countless universes quietly leak into existence through unexpected cosmic cracks, each universe gently different, each softly experimenting with new possibilities. Some universes might collapse quickly, quietly disappearing again, while others like ours softly bloom into expansive, gently thriving realities. And if the universe is an accidental cosmic leak, it softly comforts us in another quiet way. We don't need purpose or intention to find meaning. Meaning softly emerges simply from existing, gently living, wondering, quietly beneath the cosmic vastness. Tonight, as your breathing deepens and you drift softly toward sleep, imagine yourself floating gently within this accidental, beautifully messy cosmic spill. Your atoms, your thoughts, your very existence all gently emerging from randomness, yet softly forming something infinitely precious. Rest quietly now. Sleep softly, comforted gently by the thought that even accidents can create beautiful, quiet wonders. Your universe patiently waits, gently, ready to reveal new secrets again tomorrow. Sleep gently. You've drifted far tonight, gently carried by thoughts of white holes, cosmic leaks, and softly whispered universes. And now, as your breathing slows further, and your mind softly approaches the quiet edge of sleep, let's gently circle back, returning to the quiet awe that started your evening's journey. After exploring all these cosmic mysteries, you softly realize something quietly profound. Perhaps the deepest truths about our universe aren't meant to be fully understood, at least not yet. Maybe some mysteries are gently meant to linger softly, inviting curiosity rather than immediate answers. Was the Big Bang really the first white hole? Scientists still debate quietly, searching carefully for evidence, softly examining equations, and patiently scanning the skies. Yet tonight, in your peaceful space, it gently feels less important to answer that question definitively, and more comforting simply to imagine. Imagine the universe as a quiet, gentle dream, perhaps dreamt by something far greater, existing softly beyond our understanding. Perhaps white holes, black holes, wormholes, baby universes, and cosmic cycles are just quiet pieces of that infinite cosmic dream, gently whispered into existence, softly explored, and carefully woven through reality itself. Here's one last, gently amusing fact. To carry you softly into sleep, sea turtles use Earth's magnetic field to find their way home over thousands of miles. Quietly remarkable, isn't it? Perhaps like turtles, we're gently guided by subtle forces we don't fully understand, softly directed toward questions, answers, and ultimately toward home. And so tonight, as you float quietly deeper into rest, let yourself softly feel comforted by this gentle cosmic perspective. Perhaps the universe isn't meant to be solved, only softly appreciated, gently explored, quietly loved. Rest deeply now. Your curiosity, gently nourished tonight, will quietly guide you toward new questions tomorrow. But for now, gently allow sleep to softly carry you onward, wrapped in quiet awe for a universe that whispers gently, endlessly. Good night, dear explorer. Sleep softly. And so, as your breathing softly settles into a gentle rhythm, tonight's journey gently fades, leaving behind quiet echoes of cosmic mysteries explored. You've softly pondered whether the universe began not with a traditional Big Bang, but perhaps with a spectacular cosmic fountain, a white hole gently bursting forth from another reality. Together, we've quietly drifted through intriguing theories, wormholes softly linking universes, baby universes blooming gently within black holes, and the comforting notion of a cosmic recycling system gently resetting existence through endless cycles. Yet throughout it all, one gentle truth quietly emerged. Perhaps the universe's deepest mysteries are softly meant to remain unanswered. For now, whispered secrets, gently encouraging endless curiosity and wonder. Tonight, you've softly embraced uncertainty, gently discovering comfort in unanswered questions, softly trusting that the universe patiently reveals itself when ready. Sleep gently now, softly reassured by this beautiful uncertainty. Tomorrow and all days after, the universe remains patiently, gently waiting, ready to whisper softly once more, quietly guiding you through endless wonders. Good night. Sleep gently, dear dreamer. Rest softly, knowing your universe quietly dreams alongside you. End of script. Good night.